Good morning, everyone. I am Ria. I'm in class 11 from Lucknow, and today I would like to present an app called MedIntel. And I want to talk about something that starts with such a simple question. Why is medical paperwork such a mess in 2026? Think about it. You go to a doctor, you walk out with a prescription that, let's be honest, looks like a 5-year-old wrote it during an earthquake. You hand it to the pharmacist who squints at it and takes a guess on your medication. Your medical reports are scattered in many different folders and even emails from God knows how long. And if you ever need treatment in an emergency, good luck finding it in time. This isn't a small issue. Misread prescriptions cause real harm, lost records, delayed treatment, and during emergency, every minute spent searching for a patient's history is a minute wasted. We've identified 5 concrete points, which are that prescriptions are hard to read, reports take forever to go through, records get lost, and scans need careful analysis, and emergency access is slow. For our prototype, we focused on creating a simple, easy to use platform that both patients and doctors can use that is fast and convenient. MedIntel is an AI assistant that reads messy prescriptions, summarizes long reports, and organizes everything into one clean record that makes our visits faster, simpler, and easier. Let me hand it over to Varnika, who is going to walk you through what's actually happening inside the AI.
Thanks, Ria. So this is the part I personally find fascinating because AI is one of those words that gets thrown around like it's magic. It isn't. Let me show you exactly what AI is doing in MedIntel and where. MedIntel uses 2 different branches of AI working together: computer vision and natural language processing. Computer vision, or CV, is the AI's eyes. When you upload a photo of a prescription, the CV model looks at the image the same way you would, except it's been trained on thousands of examples of handwritten and printed text. This specific technique is called optical character recognition, or OCR. We're using a tool called Easy OCR, which is built on a type of deep learning model called a convolutional neural network, or CNN. CNNs are good at images because they look at small patches of the picture, detect edges and shapes, and combine them up into recognizable letters and words. So when you give it a photo of paracetamol 500 mg scribbled by a doctor, the CNN looks at the curves and lines, matches them against patterns it has learnt, and outputs the digital text. That's step 1. AI turns an image into text. But raw extracted text isn't useful on its own. It might come out as one long mess like RX, paracetamol 500 milligrams, take 1 tab for 5 days. That's where the second AI branch comes in: natural language processing, or NLP. NLP is the AI's reading comprehension. We use it to look at the raw text and pull out the bits that actually matter: the medicine name, the dosage, how often to take it, and for how long. This is done using a technique called named entity recognition, where the model has learned to spot specific categories of information inside a sentence, like how you might highlight the important parts of a textbook paragraph. So now we have a clean, structured result: medicine, paracetamol, dosage 500 milligrams, frequency twice a day, duration 5 days. And here's the critical design choice we made. And I want to stress this because it's the thing that makes our product actually safe. Every single AI generated field is editable by the user. If the AI reads paracetamol when the prescription actually said pantoprazole, the user or the pharmacist can correct it in 1 tap. The AI is doing the boring 90% of the work, the reading and the typing, but a human always confirms the final result. We call this approach decision support AI. The AI assists, but a human always decides. This is why we put a calm but visible safety banner on every output screen, because the worst thing an AI healthcare tool can do is make people trust it too much. Quickly, on the data side, the AI didn't learn this stuff from nothing. It was trained on data sets of labeled examples. For each piece of data, there are features: the inputs like the image, the handwriting style, the image quality, and the target, the correct clean output. Training happens over many epochs. where the model sees the whole data set multiple times and slowly gets better at the task. Our prototype uses pre-trained models, which means someone else has already done the heavy training and we used the trained model of our app. Now I'll hand over to Naisha to walk you through the user experience and where this is all going.
Good morning everyone, my name is Naisha, I'm from grade 11 and I'm from Calcutta. So this is the prototype that we've been developing over the past 2 weeks. Our app has 2 login bases, so you can log in either as a patient or as a hospital. So first I'll walk you through the patient login. A patient would have to enter its name and the location first, and then you can continue. Once the patient does that, they can upload a prescription through this interface. So I would upload a sample prescription. The app would read the prescription and they would give exactly what the prescription is asking for the doctor. Medicine name, the dosage, the frequency as well as the duration. They can create the prototype of the card themselves through this, and they can print it as well as download it to save it on their device. The card features a QR which would also save it to which would allow the hospital to access this data efficiently without going through any paper record. Going back to the main interface, they can access the hospitals through the map feature as well as contact hospitals in case of emergencies. They would also get medical reminders and refill notifications as well as doctor revisit notifications according to their prescription as well as medical illness. They can also contact hospitals and doctors directly through our app. Switching our user to the hospital interface, the hospital would again put in their name, the location as well as the number of doctors and what they specialize in on the specific day. They would continue, and here they could find what services are available according to the doctors that are present in the hospital on that day, as well as they can access the patient's requests through this interface and call the patient as well as mark as completed to track their progress on this specific day. And they can call desk and they'd have all the emergency contacts available here as well. So that's a prototype of the card that we would print, the patient can print, and the QR would be scanned by the hospital desk and they would be led to the information that the patient would require. Again, once the hospital scans this, we can preview what the hospital would see. They would get recommendations for what they would suggest to the patient as well as the doctor that's present in that hospital on that day. So, thank you.
For a person who's coming from, let's say, remote areas, useful for them.
Our future developments include making offline version of the card which would be accessible to all rural areas as well as government hospitals which do not have access to internet.
Actually, I believe that access to internet phone तो आजकल मिल जाता है सबके पास. मेरा ये मानना है. But let's target that one. Otherwise, it will be different. You are solving a different problem, right? If you don't have internet, I'm assuming that everyone has internet, some kind of mode of communication.
A tap card maybe would be more convenient for rural areas.
It's supposed to be more like a credit card sized card that you can keep in your wallet. And in case of an emergency, someone can take it out of your wallet, scan it and put you in the emergency. The doctor will have all of your previous records, medicines, everything.
How do you think you can approach these healthcare companies? Or how do you connect, how do you make money for them, or how do you give them more business?
We are helping them save significant time and look at more patients every day because they don't have to go through all of the medical records. They can easily see the patient's history.
What bigger companies, healthcare companies or health insurance companies are interested in looking at the data. If what they have done, if they can reduce chances of hospitalization, let's say I'm saying, looking at the broader data, not just one or two, right? And then they can make prediction.
So the thing is that through this card, like for example, many people have a lot of hospital records and a lot of prescriptions which they don't carry always. Like if there is an accident, then they can just, then it'll just help save lives and time, because through this card they can access all the information, necessary information, without like even before a family member is contacted and asked for the prescriptions.
I get that point. I'm just trying to look into it, how to commercialize. You understand? Technology is one part. yesterday, Satyaki Roy was saying that we got the stakeholders, like how do you engage, if it is usable or not. Technology development is one part. You understand in universities like this or even in Stanford University, 90% of the patents are not commercialized.
Yeah.
They publish paper, but I'm looking at it from the business point of view, right? How you can take this to the next level. So from that point of view, you have to see who is going to benefit out of my app, how they can use data in the longer run. And everyone is about money. You should realize that it's not about charity. Charity is a different part, right? It's about making money. Good luck to you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.